Hello, I'm Mr. Kissinger, and this is 5th grade math module 2, lesson 11. Today we're going to multiply decimal fractions by multi-digit whole numbers through conversion to a whole number problem and reasoning about the placement of the decimal. So we're going to focus a little bit more on moving our decimal to make our multiplication problems easier today, and then moving the decimal back to get our product in standard form. So look at our first problem. We're going to solve the following using the standard algorithm. So we have 5 4/100 times 8. So where can we move this decimal here with 5 4/100 to make that a whole number, to make it easier for us to multiply? We want to move it here after the 4, so we don't have anything to the right of the decimal. So what we'll do is we'll move that decimal point over two spaces. The way we do that is we multiply by 100. 5.04 times 100 equals 504. And we're going to have 504 hundredths now because we've multiplied by 100 and we move that decimal point over 2 places. So remember that we're working with hundredths. We'll have to move that decimal point in our final product back 2 spots to the left. We'll have to divide by 100 to get our product in standard form. So let's set up our standard algorithm. We have 504 times 8. So you have 4 times 8. 4 times 8 is 12. 0 times 8 is 0, plus 1 is 1. And then 5 times 8 is 40. So we have 4,012. Now remember, we're not done. What we have here is actually 4,012 hundredths. So in order to get that to standard form or into ones, we need to move our decimal point. We need to divide that number. So we'll take 4,012 divided by 100. And all we're going to do is move our decimal point 2 places back. And we get 40 and 12 hundredths. Now we could do a quick estimate to check and make sure that our product is close to where it should be. 5 4/100 is really close to 5. And then 8, we don't need to change. We can just do 5 times 8. 5 times 8 is 40. And 40 is really close to 40 12 hundredths. So we know that our decimal point is in the right place. Our answer is really close to our estimate. Let's look at letter B. So in letter B, we have 147 83 hundredths. Again, we have hundredths. We can multiply by 100 to get rid of our hundredths and make this a whole number. So that number will become 14,783. So our decimal point was here. We're moving it here 2 spaces over. And then we have 67. All right, so this one's going to take a minute, but we're going to use the same process. We'll make sure we take our time. 3 times 7 is 21. 8 times 7 is 56, plus 2 is 58. 7 times 7 is 49. 49 plus 5 is 54. 4 times 7 is 28. Plus 5 is 33. 1 times 7 is 7. Plus 3 is 10. So we're going to end up with a really big number here. We need to add 3 times 6 is 18, but it's really 3 times 60, so make sure we add a 0. One there. 8 times 6 is 48, plus 1 is 49. 7 times 6 is 42, plus 4 is 46. And then 4 times 6 is 24, plus 4 is 28. And then 1 times 6 is 6, plus 2 is 8. And our final answer is going to be the sum of these two numbers. We get 1, 8 plus 8 is 16. 4 plus 9 is 13, plus 1 is 14. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. 1 plus 8 is 9. 1 plus 8 is 9. And it looks like we have 990,461. But we still need to move our decimal point because we multiplied by 100 to get this number. We need to divide this number by 100 to get our number into standard form. So we have 990,461 divided by 10. When we divide by 10, we're going to move our decimal point 2 places over, which leaves us with 9,904 and 61 hundredths. All right. So what we can check to see if we're close, and the way that I would do that is I would round this to 150, and 67 I might round that to 6 or 60, excuse me. And I know that 15 times 6 is 90. And then I'm going to add my 2 zeros on. And I get 9,000. And 9,000 is pretty close to 9,904 and 61 hundredths. So I know that my decimal point is in the right place. All right, so let's look at this down here in number 3. It says use the whole number product and place value reasoning to place the decimal point in the second product. Explain how you know. If 98 times 768 equals 75,264, then 98 times 7 68 hundredths equals blank. So let's look at this number and this number. What is the relationship between those two numbers? So we have 768 and 7 68 hundredths. Well, 7 68 hundredths is 768 divided by 100. We've moved our decimal point over 2 places. We divided by 100. So what we need to do in our product is the same thing. We need to also divide by 100. So we'll take 7,000 or 75,264, and we can move our decimal point over 2 places to divide by 100. And what we're going to get is 752 and 64 hundredths. Now we know that that's correct because we can estimate and check our work. 98 is really close to 100. 7 and 68 hundredths times 100 would be 768, and 752 and 64 hundredths is close to 768. The next one says if 73 times 1,563 equals 114,099, then 73 times 15 and 63 hundredths equals. So how are we going to get from 1,563 to 15 and 63 hundredths? Well, our decimal point needs to go here. Right now it's here. We're going to move 2 places to the left. That means we need to divide our product by 100 because we divided one of our factors by 100. So we'll take our product. Our decimal point is here. We need to move 2 places over, 1, 2, and we will end up with 1,140 and 99 hundredths. All right, so now letter C is a little bit different. So we're not always going to be multiplying and dividing by 100. Sometimes it'll be a different multiple of 10. So 46 times 1,239 equals 56,994. Then 46 times 123 and 9/10 equals blank. So now we have to look at the relationship between 1,239 and 123 and 9/10. How many spots is our decimal point moved? Well, it moved from here to here, just one space. So we only need to divide by 10 this time. So we also need to divide our product by 10. So if I divide by 10 on this side of the equal sign, I need to also divide by 10 on this side of the equal sign. So we have 123.9. This will give us 5,699 and 4/10. So however many spaces we move our decimal point to make our decimal a whole number for multiplying, we need to move our decimal point the same number of spaces back to find our standard form when we're done multiplying. The way we do that is we multiply by 10 or by 100 or by 1,000, however many spaces we need to move our decimal point, and then we need to multiply, or we need to divide by 10 or 100 or 1,000 to get ourselves back to standard form. So that'll be it for today. Thank you guys so much, and we look forward to seeing you all next time.